Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Amanda, and today we're going to talk about something deeply personal and urgent. And this is not about a policy, it's about our people. It's about how abortion laws in Texas are reshaping our healthcare, harming patients, and silencing our providers. Before we dive in, I want you to pause and ask yourself, what happens when legal fear overrides medical care? What does it mean when a doctor has to call a lawyer before saving your life? Let's talk about it. The legal battleground in Texas is the intersection of the law and medicine, which has become a private decision, which was used to be a private decision between a patient and a healthcare provider, which is now tangled into legal laws, hesitation, and delay. You probably heard of the Senate Bill 8 and probably the Supreme Court's decision in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health, which basically tried to strip away the federal protections and replace them with a framework that criminalizes care and makes citizens enforce this law no matter their choice. Let that sink in. Your neighbor could sue your doctor for helping you. Even with the Life of the Mothers Act they passed, exceptions are still painfully narrow. Survivors of rape, incest, and those carrying non-viable pregnancies still excluded. Now let's walk into the hospital walls. What it looks like in real life. Imagine you're a physician. A patient comes in with life-threatening pregnancy complications. You know what to do medically, but you hesitate. You call legal, you wait, your patient worsens. Now imagine you're the patient. You're scared, you're in pain, and the doctor's silent. Not because they don't care, but because they're afraid. Our heartbreaking example is Amanda Zorowski. So she developed sepsis and was non-viable. Her pregnancy, her doctors delayed care until her life was at risk. She survived, but she had permanent damage to her reproductive system. How would you feel if your care was delayed because your doctor feared being sued? This law was supposed to offer clarity. This is the Life of the Mothers Act. It's supposed to offer clarity, but it's still so narrow. It leaves so many women without options. It allows abortion only when mother's life is in danger, but excludes all of these things. Let's talk about Marilla Estelle. She miscarried a non-viable fetus, but she was told to wait until there was no fetal cardiac activity before doctors can intervene. Think about that, waiting for a heartbeat to stop receiving care. So who suffers the most in this situation? These laws don't affect everyone equally. Women of color, low-income patients, rural communities, they hit the hardest. A 2023 study from Texas Policy Evaluation Project found that Black women in Texas face higher rates of maternal morbidity and fewer resources to navigate these barriers. Let's be real, traveling out of state isn't always an option. Childcare, income, transportation, these are all real barriers. If you're listening and you've ever struggled to access with care, you know how heavy that burden is. Before these laws, patients could openly speak with their doctors. Now, doctors hesitate. Patients feel abandoned. One OBGYN in Texas described having to consult with hospital attorneys before treating a life-threatening complication. That delay isn't just dangerous, it's dehumanizing. My final thoughts on the Texas abortion laws have created fear, where we're supposed to get care, where we're supposed to be helped, healed. Hesitation replaces empathy, where punishment replaces protection. This isn't just a shift in policy, it's a rupture in trust, safety, and humanity. So I'll leave you with this. What kind of healthcare system do you want? One that protects your anonymity or one that punches your vulnerability? Thanks for listening. Stay informed, stay compassionate, and keep speaking up. If this episode moved you, share it, talk about it, challenge the silence, because we speak with the narrative. Until the next time, take care of yourselves and each other. I really appreciate everybody listening to me. I just really hope this impacts you, not only just as a female, not as a mother, not as someone who has kids, but anybody that thinks of another person just in this situation. It's a really big deal, and I know you can't do much, but if you can speak up and you can just advocate others, I mean, that's just doing a lot right there. Our world's struggling. We're in a really hard time right now, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, but you can at least be informed, be an advocate, and just always do the right thing. Thank y'all.